So he could make some phone calls to see if there's any interest in that regard. I just think having a guy that's hanging around that obviously was not very happy last week after a bad practice.
I mean, he played like crap.
Now all of a sudden that becomes part of the big story here. And the best way to get that story over with and done with, make a decision one way or the other, either release him or try to trade him if in fact they've decided on Bryce Petty being the backup.
I'll tell you this, when they put the line in the sand for Ryan Fitzpatrick to sign a contract, they did it among other reasons to avoid the distraction of every day having to talk about it. Well, now you've played 2 preseason games, and it's clear, at least in those games, that Bryce Petty has gotten to a point where he can play NFL football. And Geno Smith is at a point where he always was, in my opinion, as a guy that can't play NFL football.
The thing that it's hard for me to tell, because I'm not in those meetings over there, is whether or not Bryce Petty's reading all of the defenses correctly. Has he just been doing it against vanilla defense? Has there been some blitzing going on where he's reacted properly? I do know from watching those particular 2 touchdown passes that guy stood in there and got hit on both of them.
Right.
And as a quarterback, you're going to get hit.
And by the way, there's no negative to cutting Geno Smith and being done with it. He had every opportunity with the New York Jets to be a legitimate stud starting quarterback. When they gave him the gig against Mark Sanchez, when they wanted him to be the starting quarterback over Ryan Fitzpatrick, even coming in now, chance to be the number 2 guy, clear cut. He was the guy. Matter of fact, when Fitzpatrick was not signing a contract, Geno Smith was the number 1 quarterback.
I would say
they gave him every chance. He can't do it.
The first time that I've seen Bryce Petty in a Jet uniform look like the guy that we saw in the Baylor uniform his last year. I mean, it looked like, all right, I get it. I understand it. You saw the arm strength. You saw the accuracy. You saw the toughness in the pocket. Those are all attributes that you want to see from a quarterback. And I would just say that you have to believe just through the eye test and watching that, he has obviously played better than Geno.
And that's, I thought it's a competition, right? Isn't that what I keep hearing? It's a competition, and whoever the best player is when given the opportunity to compete, that'll be the guy. Well, there's no debating the fact that Bryce Petty plays better than Geno Smith.